Hi, in this mini lesson we're going to learn throne. King throne, what's called on the west coast, or chair on the east coast. And if I can have my base lie down.
Which side is going to be my head?
This way. Yeah. And then the flyer is going to stand next to the ear of the base, looking away.
Oh, my hair.
And hold on, not so far. And there's a technical term called the thud. It's a combination of thigh and butt, because the flyer, the base is going to look for the spot right. We're not on the butt, but like we're below the butt on the thigh. And the idea is you want to bring your toes in here so that if the flyer sits down, their sit bones are going to end up like nice on your foot. So you can place your toes. You want to be lower. Nice. A little lower. A little lower. Nice. Don't push up yet. The next thing is base is going to take the ankles of the flyer. Now, a key thing is, as a flyer, you can take the feet for comfort, or sometimes when bases don't have flexibility, you might really have to take the feet of the base and use it like a bar stool and like kind of shove them under you and lean back. Here we have pretty good geometry, so Scott can just lean back. And Isabella, you can push them up. As a base, you want to go as fast as possible to where your legs are straight and your feet over your knees, over your hips. And you want to switch the grip to a C grip. That's kind of how the Lego people look like. And as a base, you want to have straight arms. You want to have a stack in your arms where your wrist is over your elbow, over your shoulders. You can see we have a pretty nice stack on both sides. At this point, first-time flyers are going to be really tense, and they're going to be kind of like this. It's worked every time. If you ask the flyer to wave like the queen, they smile, they relax, and their posture becomes so much better, and then the base can balance better. And you want to bring your arms a little more in. Maybe just show what happened. If our arms are out, see there's no longer a stack, and if Scott were to try to put weight on here, like the arms would just go out. So it keeps arms stacked. And the flyer will just have to bring the knees up to accommodate. Now we were saying sometimes a flyer can be really tense. After waving, they're a little more relaxed. Sometimes it's good to go to the next level and ask them to do a little dance. The more the flyer is going to move around, the more relaxed they're going to be, and they're going to realize, they're actually pretty stable up here. Yeah, nice. And now let's talk about the spotting. I want to have my hands next to Scott's hips. I don't want to touch them. That would disturb the balance. I want to hover my hands nearby. I want to have my shoulder behind his back, so fall back a little, so I can block him from falling back without really having to move much. I also want to have my vision at Isabella's face, so I get an early warning, like if she starts panicking, I know something's happening and I can jump to action. And once you're in this, the next thing you want to do is you want to do movement drills. So you want to see how much can you swivel to either side.
This one's kind of tough.
Yeah. And then the next thing you want to try is, can you do leg presses? You want to see how much you can go down and up. Nice. And let's return to a regular position. Nice. The next thing is, as a base, you want to take a foot off. Before you do, you want to communicate to the flyer which foot you're going to take off. And in Acroyoga, we don't use left and right because your left is my right, and sometimes my right is actually my left. So instead, what we do is we do squeezes. So if Isabella wants to take this foot off, she would squeeze and be like, I'm going to take this foot off. And then she takes the foot off. Nice. And keep your arms stacked. Nice. And then we can do the same thing on the other side. Nice. And another drill is, for this you might have to point your toes a little bit. And when I say point your toes, more the balls of your feet. If you just use your toes, it can be really pointy. And take both hands off.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't move like that.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
And so we got something interesting, like Scott is leaning back,
Yeah.
and his thighs are hanging down. So if Isabella, if you bring your toes more up,
Push toward the
push up,
ceiling.
push up, then Scott's thighs become more horizontal.
Yeah, move my.
And then you can be a little bit more forward.
There
Are we good?
And
we go. Whoa.
Well, okay.
Sorry, I just lost.
you can kind of see like how everyone has their kind of their frontier of what they're working on in different poses. So just because you did thrown one time doesn't mean you've mastered the thing. You want to work on all of these drills, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do transitions, where we're transitioning from one pose to the next. And then you have to be able to move outside of the range of any particular position you work with. Nice. And in order to come down the base, the first thing is they're going to change the grip to the back of the ankles. Then they're going to place their feet next to their ears. And as a spotter, I want to stay with my flyer until they're firmly on the ground. A common thing that happens is the base will put the flyer down, will keep holding their ankles. Can you hold his ankles for a moment? And keep pushing with the feet. So let's see what happens that. This is going to make Scott faceplant. First, as a base, you don't want to do this. Second, as a spotter, you want to stay with him until the feet are off and feet are off. And Scott is staying on his own.